What's up, YouTube? This week, I'm back with a new series on my own home setup and where it's falling short. I also think it's kind of important to give you the real reason why I'm even bothering. So without further ado, let's jump in. Hey guys, so I'm going to start with the real reason why we're even here today. Explain the backstory and then tell you a little bit about our problem. Problems need solutions, and this problem, well, it's certainly a first world problem. You guys remember Hank, right? The trusty Boris replacement that I did a full unboxing and tutorial on last year. My robot mower. Well, this is Hank's second year on the job, and while I have cameras up all around Hank from every angle, they're not quite working right. Why, might you ask? Well, the reason why is because they're Ring cameras. And if you know anything about Ring cameras, you know that they are Wi-Fi cameras. And when they work right, they're excellent. But outside of that, they are a poopy. Okay? My Wi-Fi, unfortunately, had a bit of a forced upgrade last year. And ever since then, the cameras have only been working about 70% of the time. And that is just not an acceptable figure and doesn't make me feel safe about leaving Hank outside. It all started last November when we were remodeling a couple of rooms in the house, and said remodeling kicked up just a crap load of dust. My wife, in preparation for people arriving for Christmas, was cleaning thoroughly and moved our router. In doing so, she accidentally bumped the Wi-Fi power button on our faithful Netgear router in the living room, and when I went to turn the Wi-Fi back on, it wouldn't. $350 later and some frustrating setup/tweaking, we had a new Netgear router installed. However, there's something to be said for the old spaceship-looking routers with the antennas that went every which way, because Netgear's new design for this router was, well, while the new router has neat features like Wi-Fi 7, tri-band support, and more, it unfortunately just has horrible reach for my devices that live outside the house, which my former router didn't. My old Netgear router could even hook up the backyard camera that lives on the garage without skipping a beat. However, after replacing the original router, I found that at least 3 of my Ring cameras are now offline about 70 to 80% of the time, which leaves poor little Hank here a sitting duck for would-be robot mower bandits. So now on to the solution. What do we do? How do you fix this kind of problem? Is a mesh system the answer? Could placing mesh routers around the house finally fix the Wi-Fi issues plaguing the outside devices? Well, maybe, but I didn't feel like a mesh system was a solution, provided that we already had an issue with signal exiting the building, even around the corner to one of my solar-powered cameras. The solution I came up with might cost a bit more, but it's going to guarantee a no-excuses approach to these devices being online 99% of the time. I've decided, as a more drastic final measure for keeping these Ring cameras that I'm so invested in, that I'm going to hook up an outdoor-ready wireless access point to solve for the weak Wi-Fi signal outside my thick walls. And you can see the camera that lives right above where Hank is, right there on the corner, and I'm looking to position that Wi-Fi access point right in the middle. So, the only problem is my house was built in 1955. It's got really thick walls. It has a layer of drywall underneath a layer of plaster, which makes them extra thick. And the running of a new PoE line, well, challenging to say the least. Since I don't want to mess anything up in the house, I'm hiring an electrician from Element Electric here in Cedar Rapids to do the heavy lifting, and I'll just handle the technical part. Now you might be thinking to yourself, you're running a PoE line. Why not just run PoE cameras? And while that's a valid question, the answer is actually pretty simple. I'm 6 years in and very invested in my Ring camera setup as it is. And the whole ecosystem is a delicate balance I just don't care to disrupt. From the floodlight camera in the backyard, to the driveway spotlight cameras, to the doorbell, and our whole home security system, Ring has us covered. And since it's not really them that's the problem, I figured I'll do what I can here first instead of trying to reinvent my whole home's ecosystem. Stay tuned with me, as this process promises to be a pretty big project. where I'm tackling not only the setup of a new wireless access point and PoE switch, but Also diving in and reworking my mess of a network setup to be something a little more manageable and pleasant to look at. Let's see, that way you can see part of it already in the camera behind me. But yeah, that's going to be the next video. But this first video, this is just the intro to kind of give you an idea of where we're going to be starting. So again, stay tuned because this will get interesting. Thanks for watching, guys. Please smash the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video, which is going to showcase more of what we have to deal with here in order to get this working.